The opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
And hello everyone, and welcome to Scarefest Radio. The original broadcast date is 8/23/2019. Coming up, that puts us like 3 weeks out from Scarefest 12, Scarefest XII, Scarefest 2019. And the gerbils are running wildly on the little wheel, people. Trust me, I've seen it. It is, it's getting ugly behind the scenes now, as it does every year when you try to put on an event this size. So tonight, now of course my super special, wonderful guest tonight is Mr. Kane Otter. Thank you, Kane, so much for coming on with me. Little disclaimer, everyone, I actually did some accidental false advertising. I said that Kane had never been on Scarefest Radio before, and my wife reminded me that he was on like the first or second season of Scarefest Radio. But the reason I'm pretty sure I didn't remember it, the condition of the person who booked him, Kim Spillman, was that she got to co-host that night. And Kane and I both remember not getting a word in edgewise. So it just kind of blew past both of us. And but anyway, so he's back on the show. Kane, I want to thank you so much for coming on. And I will apologize before we even start the interview. Tonight we probably only have about half our audience, because the way I've got it calculated, half of them are drunk at the Michigan Paracon, and half of them are drunk at Bubba Fest down there where you're at. So.
Right. So yeah, I'm in Knoxville, but it's good to be on with you again. You Andrew Lincoln motherfucker. Do I have to watch my language, by the way?
No, it's the internet. Screw them all. Main thing, and you used it in the context of the sentence. That's all I ask. Now, first thing I want to ask you. We finally somehow talked you into doing a photo op in costume. Is that the first time you've done that at Scarefest?
I believe it is, yes.
So everyone, that's one thing I will talk about after we let Kane go at the half-hour mark, is photo ops are on sale. But, now Kane, when you say in costume, I'm assuming you're doing the Jason character.
Yes.
So in other words, you're probably
doing part 8 version of Jason.
Okay, part 8, everybody. Part 8, Jason. Now, having seen the Jason character, I'm wondering, does that mean you're just like going to go to the bar and drink an hour, and one of the cosplayers could be standing there and nobody know the damn difference?
And kill people? Yes, that is what that means. I'm going to choke somebody out for my own entertainment. No.
No, serious. I'm wondering how I don't want to say how they know it's you, because I've talked to your fans. They know they know when you move your elbow to the left, in the movies. But, I'm wondering where that's in a mask. I don't get it. Do you flip the mask up for the picture? How do you do that?
You know what? I actually kind of feel the same way. How do they really know it's me? Because I do not lift the mask up. I just stay in character the whole time we're doing photos. So I've often thought that. How do they know it's actually me? They just believe it is and trust that it is, but, people want to do it. So I'm happy to oblige.
it just occurred to me that I've seen cosplayers that look more like you than you do. So
More like me? I would suggest not pissing me off at this time.
hey,
Because I
that's
ain't
what.
going to see you pretty soon. So.
Well, that's true, but you know what? If I gotta go, I can't think of a better way to go than being strangled or hacked to death by Mr. Kmart. That would look so great in my obituary.
I appreciate that sentiment. So that if it does in fact happen, remember that you said that.
Yeah.
And have your family remember that you said that.
Now, okay, now, just between two of us, who do you think would win in a fight with you and RA? Because now RA's kind of, he's kind of took a liking to you.
RA?
Yeah.
He's a big guy, but how do I put it nicely? He's a bitch. And you can tell him I said that.
Okay.
I don't think he's ever been to jail.
There's your exclusive, everybody. Now,
Kate Potter says R.A. Miles is a bitch.
now here's another thing. Okay, now first of all, let's just go ahead. I want to hear you say the word. I am coming to Scarefest 2019. Say the word.
I am coming to Scarefest 2019.
There. We've settled it.
On Friday the 13th, remember?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Now,
That's
kind of an inside joke going around the group. And what it is, Kane, have you been to every Scarefest?
No, but I've been to most of them, I would say.
Okay. Because every year, I'm trying, I want to know why you're so damn popular. Kane, every year,
I don't know.
Everybody says, once we start asking who do you want to come to Scarefest next year, your damn name pops up. And I'm like, eventually, haven't you like signed everything in the United States by now?
It seems like it, yes. I agree.
But, here's what, I'm actually at the point, I want to find out if I wish you would get a movie deal that you'd have to film in September, because the year we don't announce that you're coming to Scarefest, I want to see the internet lose its fucking mind.
I don't know if that would necessarily happen. But,
it would. I swear. The first time you don't come, I'm taking a vacation. I just don't want to be around those people.
Well, I'm not sure how it should take that. The first time I don't come, you're going on vacation. So that seems to say that you're celebrating the fact that I'm not there.
No, sir. That's that. I am avoiding the drama. I will be avoiding the drama.
I got you. All right.
Absolutely. Now, I was looking at your IMDb. Oh, and by the way, I've watched several of your movies, and I have to admit, Old 37 is one that I started watching, and I wasn't allowed to watch. My wife made me turn that bitch off. That movie started off intensely. We'll put it that way.
It did, and I think it was a great storyline that hadn't been explored before. You know, two brothers have an ambulance that responds to 911 calls before the real people get there. And I've always said, what more vulnerable group of people could you exploit than someone that has a loved one in need of medical attention? If people come in uniforms and say they're going to take your loved one away, you don't ask for their ID. Right? Because you want them to get help. So that doesn't cross your mind. So the fact that they did a movie about that, I thought was brilliant. Just the storyline itself, and then to be able to play a brother of somebody that I've enjoyed working with in the past so much, Bill Moseley, that it was just pure fun, that whole movie.
I was enjoying the part that I saw, but like I said, she was a little squeamish that night. She's gotten a little better now. I need to go back and watch it.
What had happened in the movie that she said that's time to
because
turn it
within you gutted somebody within like 10 minutes of the beginning of it. I don't remember exactly. I just remember it was sudden, it was graphic, and mainly it was just sudden. She had no time to build up to it, and as you pointed out, it's an intense concept. You know that whole Burma, and she's a woman. She's a chick, dude. She's a chick. Now I did.
Careful.
Now
Careful. You're gonna piss off some women.
If I had a nickel for every time I pissed somebody off. Now on your I was looking at your IMDb, and I got a lot of catching up to do. But how in the world? How did you have time? Because you do a lot of conventions. How in the world did you have time to do all these things that I see in post production and complete it? You've got and I'm assuming in the last couple of years. How do you do this?
It has been very busy. Typically with most of the films I do, I come in and just do maybe a few days or a week or something like that. So instead of being on a movie for the entire time like I have been in the past, they want to get some kind of horror personality associated with the movie, so they'll offer us a smaller, shorter role, which, the pay is still correct, but we don't have to spend as much time on the film. So it enables you to do a lot more films when you're only on one for a few days or a week or something, you know what I mean? So, and the best way that a producer or director has of enticing someone like me or anyone else that's known in horror to do their movie is to offer them a different kind of role, because that will pique someone like myself's interest. Wait a minute, you want me to do something that has comedy involved, for instance? Then that makes me think, that'd be kind of interesting to do something different like that. So it is more attractive when you're offered roles that you're not necessarily known for. Any actor would appreciate that.
On that note, is there any type of character that you've not gotten to play that it's in your mind that I would be a great whatever?
The love interest.
No, dude, I saw the one with you and Tiffany Shepis. No, you played the love interest.
Which one? Highway to Hell?
Yeah, the one, the Highway to Hell one. Okay, it was a little one-sided. It was a little one-sided.
Why
are they?
One-sided,
are they? Now, are they still on track to do another a sequel to that? Just out of curiosity.
Not that I've heard, no.
Okay, I know that was something that was brought up. Now that was one I really liked. There's something that you mentioned. Knife Court. That's it. It's shown on IMDb as post production. How close is that to being on the screen?
I was just talking to the director today, actually, about it, and we're having a screening, like an opening type screening for it in right after Scarefest. When I get back home, we're having a screening in LA, and that's an interesting storyline, particularly for my character, because I play a guy that kidnaps a girl and holds her in my home, which at face value sounds like, same old shit that I always do, something violent. But you find out that I have kidnapped her because I've lost my own daughter to a violent crime, and I've kind of snapped, and I'm kidnapping this girl to try and replace my daughter. So I don't necessarily do anything violent to her, but I also don't let her leave. So it's kind of an interesting storyline, and it's about kids that sell knife sets door to door, which used to happen back in the, I don't know, 80s or something. They, kids would sell sets of knives door to door. So that's the whole concept of Knife Corp, and it's got a great cast, and I just saw the trailer, and I'm very excited about it.
So we've got that one ready to premiere. Now the other one, I didn't see it on IMDb. You mentioned Murderall.
Yes.
Where are we at on that one?
I'm not sure, but I shot it also this year, a little bit after Knife Corp. And I play myself in it, where I am like a spokesperson for a drug that called Murderall, that in my case, I'm like spokesperson saying, I'm Kane Hodder. I do a lot of horrible things to people on film, but sometimes my violent tendencies carry over into my real life. That's why I take Murderall. So it's it's a comedy, but it's kind of an interesting concept because people do think that if you play violent fucking murderers all the time like I do, how does that not spill over into your real life a little bit? And I can't honestly say that it doesn't, because I've often said that, unfortunately, I have a job that I make a living doing where my criminal record would have no bearing on that success of that job. In other words, if I was to get arrested for getting in a bar fight and go to jail, it's not going to impact my day-to-day job. Nobody's going to say, "Oh,
you would probably
Kane
add
Hodder
a phone
went to
call.
jail for, yeah, Kane Hodder went to jail for fighting. I don't know if we should cast him in this movie as a killer." Wouldn't matter. Most people, their job would be affected by going to jail for fighting. So, unfortunately, there's not that part of my mind that I keep in trying to keep my sanity when I get angry at somebody. So I'm pretty good at maintaining, but people slip sometimes.
Now, two questions I have related to that. One is, have you ever been doing one of these scenes? Have you ever been doing one of these
Sorry. No.
Have you ever been doing one of these psycho murderer scenes and went, "Wow, this is fucked up"? Or does the actor in you take over and just...
I don't think when I've ever been killing a person, I have ever felt that, because I know it's, a character doing something in a film. But, the famous story that people always talk about is when I did Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, there was a part written in the script where when Jason arrives in New York City, he encounters a dog and he kicks the dog. And when I read that, I thought, I'm not some big animal rights activist, but I thought it was not something Jason would do. I still don't think Jason would ever hurt an animal. He'd fucking kill people right and left because they deserve it. But an animal, I always thought Jason would identify with, if anything. So that was the only time I felt uncomfortable with something that was scripted, and that's why we didn't do it in the movie.
Now, the other thing, and this is me being over analytical of everything, I see the shift to political correctness and being so sensitive and everything. Have you ever thought about how this could affect the horror movie industry? Is that something that's even on your radar, or do you think the fan base is so strong that we're bulletproof?
As far as doing horrible, violent things?
Yeah, I mean, we see things as almost as bad as what Jason has done on the news almost nightly. And I'm not saying one's tied to the other, don't get me wrong. But there are people that want to tie them together. And even then, just the reflection of it, if we was, I mean, there's movies about it where they try to remove all violence from society. Is that something you've even thought about?
Yes, I have thought about it, but, I personally don't like when people try to hang blame on somebody doing something terrible in real life, try and blame it on violence in movies or something like that. Because, how about looking at the person's background or something? Why are you going to automatically blame it on something they saw in a movie? It kind of bothers me, but I know that people always want to find a reason for something to happen, and very often there's no apparent reason at all. You look at somebody who's done something terrible to humanity, and you look in the background, and very often you can't even find any reason that they would think they needed to do that. So, I certainly wouldn't blame films. It's a form of entertainment. It's not for everybody, horror films. But if you enjoy it, you shouldn't be looked down on because you do enjoy it.
Now, we have an interesting question from the chat room. What is on... What? No, this is actually this is like softball. You can knock this out of the fucking park, dude. What is on Kane Hodder's playlist on his phone?
Wow. Interesting. I mean, a lot of people know that I've always been a heavy metal guy, so I still am. I still enjoy stuff like Metallica, and fortunate to have become somewhat friendly with Kirk Hammett, and because he's a big horror fan, mostly classic, but he and I have done stuff together, and that's one of the perks of being in a job like mine, is meeting people that you admire. So I've always loved heavy metal. I'm also a hardcore rap guy. I know it sounds ridiculous to...
Oh, dude, I wouldn't have guessed that. I wouldn't have guessed that. I'd have bet against that.
I enjoy ICP. In particular, I love the music that Twisted puts out. And just before I left my room to come here, I was listening to Eminem on old YouTube, Slim Shady stuff. So it's not like I'm trying to relive my youth. That's what I enjoy.
On a related note, does Kane Hodder dance?
He dances, but really poorly.
Well,
and never in public, certainly.
Oh, no, yes.
Wow, I honestly don't think, out of all the hundreds and maybe thousands of interviews I've done, I don't think anyone's ever asked me that, if I dance.
Well,
I will have to kill you.
Hey, I have to have my niche, and if dying at the hands of Kane Hodder, just ask me a niche.
Wow.
Because you know as well as I do, Kane, you do what you got to do to be famous. You do what you got to do.
And when I was in college, though, I did go out to the dance clubs and try and pick up on girls, and the only way to do that was to pretend you could dance. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
And
that
now
was
you just hope they recognize you. Fanboy 13. Fanboy 13.
Wait a minute.
What?
Now
What?
let me ask you a question. What wrestling personality do I look like?
I have no freaking idea because I'm not a wrestling fan.
You know this guy though. And he and I have worked together, and we've done conventions together, and we both agree that we look like each other. And I get mistaken for him all the time, and he says that he's gotten mistaken for me. So I want everybody, you and all the listeners, to look up Diamond Dallas Page and tell me that we don't look alike.
Google that. I mean, I know but I just never really thought about looking like each other. But we're gonna do a Google image search and just see what it looks like. While my wife is Googling that,
I'm not as flexible as he is, but
Fanboy 13.
yes,
I love the concept of the movie. We had Ms. Voorhees on a while back, and she told us all about it. How close are we to getting this thing rolling?
well, I mean, we've already. I think the whole thing has been shot. They're just in the editing process now.
Okay.
Because I'm done, and I think some of my scenes were some of the last ones to be done. And I don't know if Deborah mentioned to you. And by the way, how amazing is it that her last name is Voorhees?
Yeah.
Spelled the correct way. And she's doing a Friday the 13th type of movie. But I play myself again, and all of my scenes are with an actress named Jennifer Banco, who was in Friday the 13th, Part 7. And she was the little girl that in flashbacks was young Tina, if you can remember that, or those of you that remember the movie can remember young Tina. That's her. And all of my scenes were with her in this movie. And there's some really emotional stuff that her and I have together. And I think that people are going to see a different side of me, which is kind of nice. Because, like I said before, any actor likes to show that they can do something other than what they're known for.
For the record, Googled it. I can see the resemblance. Okay, so yes, you two do resemble each other. Although you're a much better looking guy. You're a much
in the eyes. Well, I'll tell him you said that, so okay. He'll never do this.
I have two people wanting to kill me. Wonderful. Now, one last question before I let you go. Maybe not last. Okay. It's close enough. And it kind of tails onto what you just said about, you're getting to stretch as an actor, to play some parts you haven't played. When people, I've seen your movies, some of them, and as an actor, you hold your own, Kane. There's some that I've really, really liked. But what is it like to be best known for the part where you didn't have a goddamn word and your face is covered the entire time? What does that feel like as an actor?
Well, I mean, obviously it isn't what you expect, but you also have to remember where I came from. And I came from the stunt business. That's all I ever aspired to do in the beginning. My dream was to be a working stunt person in film and TV. That's all I had. That just happened, I would be very happy with my success. Now, the fact that I played a character that was known around the world by the time I played it, that was just, an incredible perk that came with my stunt background, because I've always said I never expected to ever sign an autograph. As a stunt person, you are not only in the background, and you're fine with that because that's what you wanted to do, But often you have actors taking credit for things that you've done. And there was, I was sitting with a stunt guy watching an interview of the actor that he stunt doubled for, and watching this actor say that he did some of the stunts that my friend sitting next to me had done. So that's kind of the way that your mindset in doing stunts is, not only are you not going to be famous probably, but you're going to have other people taking credit for stuff you've done. But that's okay, because that's just part of the business. And so coming to play a character that was so widely known from a business where you're in obscurity, basically, even though it was like, hey, I'm famous because I played a character with no voice and no facial expressions. Hey, but the same thing, on the other hand, I'm fucking famous because of it. So what am I going to complain that I'm famous, but I'm not really known? Who gives a shit? I just was happy to have played a character that everyone knew. So I never have been bothered by the fact that I became known for a character that nobody knew what I looked like. Not at all. The thing that does happen nowadays, though, is that I'm considered for films at times for characters, and sometimes the general consensus between the producers is, well, he played a guy that didn't really act because he didn't use his face or his voice. So the common misconception is that's not really acting, which is totally wrong, because it's far more difficult to be scary without your face or your voice. So, but I do encounter that sometimes, where people underestimate someone's ability because of previous roles.
Now, the follow-up to that will be my last question. When you played the character Jason, did you put as much thought into it as your fans have put into analyzing every inch of movement you had on the screen?
I think I did, yes. Because when John Beekler, who unfortunately recently died, he's the reason I became Jason and played the character the first time. All because of him pushing for me to be cast. When he told me I was going to play the character, now I'm stepping into a role that has had 6 previous movies and 6 previous actors as that character. So I can't just say that I am going to design this character based on what I think, because I felt like I had to consider what previous people had done and then modify it in such a way that I thought would make it more interesting. And the big thing that I always talk about, that people are probably tired of hearing about, is that I always said that in previous films, when Jason was staring at someone motionless, because you don't see the face or hear any voice, to me, it looked like Jason could have been a mannequin. So what can I do to make that motionless stare still look terrifying? And I sat in the mirror trying to come up with something. And that's when I came up with the breathing thing that everybody says is my trademark or whatever, playing the character, is when I'm standing staring at somebody, I'm also doing the heavy breathing, which appears to make the guy look like he's about to explode any minute, even though he's basically motionless. So that's what I tried to do, is take things that I saw in previous films that I thought could have been better and see what I could do for that angle.
Well, thank you, Kane, for coming on and giving us a little bit of your time away from the festivities down to Bubba Fest. Everybody, now if you're in Tennessee this weekend, if you're in that area, the Knoxville area, stop by Bubba Fest, meet Mr. Kane Hodder. And Kane, now I will be there tomorrow, but if you could hold off killing me until Scarefest, I've still got a lot of work to do here.
I'll try, but there's no guarantee.
Okay,
just looking at your face, you kind of piss me off. So you understand.
You don't believe me. You're starting to remind me of my honeymoon. So you can go over to me now. Thank you so much. We're going to let you go now and unceremoniously hang up on Mr. Kane Hodder because that's how I do things. All right. So there was Mr. Kane Hodder. Now everybody, that's the show. Now we're going to recap some stuff now that we've talked about. Now, first of all, I need to pay the bills. I need to pay the internet bills here. The Mystical Fair. The Mystical Fair is Lexington, Kentucky's only monthly psychic and holistic healing arts fair, and it's where I began my own spiritual journey in the field. Each month, the Mystical Fair offers the best in psychics, intuitives, and mediums, as well as a variety of metaphysical vendors, local artisans and crafters, and independently owned small merchants who offer unique and special items. So make your plans to visit the Mystical Fair coming up September 28th and 29th. If you had this in your date book, it might be wrong now. They had to flip the dates a little bit to make arrangements for some other stuff. And because the people that put it on are involved in Scarefest, and they were still going to have a hangover that weekend. So anyway, it's September 28th and 29th. It's at 1084 Whipple Court, the Employment Solutions Building just off Newtown Pike. You can keep up with everything at mysticalfairlex.com.
Do you feel lost in life? Do you seem to be stuck in emotions that are not yours? Is your home not the sanctuary it should be? Contact Spirit Mechanics, where they take a team approach to your metaphysical and spiritual problems. Spirit Mechanics specializes in aura cleansing, stone attunement, attachment removal, and house cleansings. Spirit Mechanics tailors their approach to your individual spiritual path and needs. Find them every month at Lexington, Kentucky's Mystical Fair, mysticalfairlex.com, or on Facebook by searching Spirit Mechanics, that's MECHANIX. Spirit Mechanics, for your spiritual health and well-being.
Now, if you've watched me on the air at all for the last year, you've heard me talk about Mark and Shelley James down to Akashic Awareness. Now, Akashic Awareness is in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. It's a metaphysical healing and learning center unlike any other that you will find anywhere. It's got a large selection of the crystal gems and minerals that we see so much. But the vast array of these metaphysical healing tools that he brings to bear. I saw him last Sunday. He has this little flashlight looking thing that is, what do you call it? Deep infrared heat. And he uses it on my shoulder that everybody hears me mention all the time. It actually helped. It helped the range of motion. I need to check into that because I think you should hit it here and hit it right here. So whereas I can move it two ways and not the third way. But he's got a lot of things like that. Pyramid therapy, all this stuff. But the really cool thing that I'm going to talk about tonight is all the upcoming events. Tomorrow, this weekend, if you're not going to Knoxville, check out Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and get down to Akashic Awareness. Energy paintings with Tiffany. I'm actually curious about that. I need to find this Tiffany person, and that sounds like that's the kind of nifty little side thing that I like. Rachel Cintron will be there doing massage. Joni Khan, good friend of ours, will be doing her tarot readings. Very gifted lady. Beverly McChesney doing her gallery, Vessel of Spirit. And the list goes on and on. of stuff that they've got coming up. So that's AkashicAwareness.com, Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Check them out. Sign up for the email list so that you can keep up with all the nifty stuff going on. Now, we did not get our hoped for final set of celebrities. Paperwork didn't come through, so we're afraid to move forward and actually say that in case something does fall through. But in the meantime, so what we're going to remind everybody of some things that are going on that have some of it's happened this week that we've released, stuff that people's been asking about. First of all, the official T-shirts are on sale now. If you want to go to thescarefest.com, click merchandise, then click the link. Or if you wait, the banner on the front page actually rotates, so you can click there. The point is, the T-shirt designs are released. These are the pre-sale T-shirts. Now, because every year they end up with a few extras, that they're actually trying not to do that this year. So, in other words, the day of the $5 T-shirt is just about over. But you can pre-order, you'll be sure to get your Scarefest T-shirt, even if it's not included in your golden or platinum. In other words, if you go to platinum, you're covered. Tell them what size, what design, blah, blah, blah. But if you're just walking in the door and you think you're going to get a T-shirt, you might want to go ahead and pre-order because they could easily run out of. It's amazing. Now this is the hard part about it. It's amazing. Every year they try to guess what sizes are going to sell out, and that's where we end up with $5 T-shirts. We end up with one size of each year that's left over. And so last year everybody wanted, I think it was large they sold out of, and so but they were prepared for double X, and so we got double X. But anyway, they're trying to whittle that down. So if you want to get your T-shirt, make sure you get the right size and the design you want. You should go ahead and order it. The celebrity ghost hunts for Thursday night the tickets are on sale. You can find the link. Of course, they've posted a couple times a day on Facebook. You can go to the website, go to the schedule page, and there's a neat little banner up there that'll rotate through, and it's also in the schedule. But the celebrity ghost hunt featuring ghost hunters Dave and Steve. This is your chance to hunt. They're going to Talon Winery, which now I have not heard how haunted it is, but it is a very historic location. And to my knowledge, it's not been hunted to death like so many of the locations that you hear about. So Ghost Hunt Weekends is arranging that, so you know it'll be a quality event. And also on hand will be Kane Hodder, Ari Mihailoff, and Steve Mappy. They may go on the Ghost Hunt, they may not. They'll probably be drinking wine. RA hits me as the type that would slam back some wine. So anyway. But, those tickets are on sale. Steve Gonzalez, Dave Tango, and of course they've got their new show, Ghost Nation, out. So they will be there. Now, do the Saturday. Okay, well, select photo ops. The photo ops are on sale, most of them. We've got a bunch of the photo ops on sale. They're still working on getting the numbers to do more. So everybody always asks, is this all of them? Probably not. Our last minute celebrities, a lot of them will want to do photo ops, and those have not been arranged yet. But if the celebrity, Kane Hodder, our guest tonight, his costume photo op is in there. We've got a bunch. Most of our main ones are posted. So go ahead and get those because there is a time limit on it. These actually can sell out. The Saturday Ghost Hunt has been finally announced and the tickets put on sale. The Tennessee Wraith Chasers versus the Ghost Brothers. They're calling it #the rematch because they did this last year. And so you basically go in and you're on a team and whoever gets the most evidence, and there might be an enthusiasm fight. I don't know. I didn't go because I was drinking at the costume. But anyway, the rematch between Ghost Brothers and Wraith Chasers, a really popular event, and they are going to have to, because they're actually going to a location that is not huge. Matter of fact, that's one of the drawbacks the things they were worried about even looking at this location was how big is it? Can it handle a Scarefest size ghost hunt? So they have had to limit the tickets. It's a private event, 21 and over, and they're even like doing cocktails afterwards. So, and then they're going to shuttle you back, and you can enjoy what's left of the costume party. That should be in full swing when you get back. And of course, if you watch the Ghost Brothers Haunted House guest I think it was last week, Carrie Kennedy, our own friend of the show, Carrie Kennedy, pet psychic and human psychic. She was on that episode, and she will be doing her psychic thing. She will be the accompanying psychic for the Ghost. So that is coming. That'll be on Saturday night, September 14th. Very limited admission though, so go ahead and get your tickets for that. They may be sold out by the weekend. Little reminder to our first responders. Hero Day, Friday. Show up with any type of identification or a uniform. You get in free. You can't make it more simple than that. Firemen, policemen, dispatchers, paramedics. Pretty much, if you're in that field, everybody says, well, does it count? I'm a prison guard. Yes, pretty much. We're really lenient on this. If we want to thank the people that do the services to keep us all safe and secure. Hero Day, Friday, September 13th. Now that is no pre-sale to that. You show up at the box office, you show your ID, you get in. It's pretty much that simple. Kids Day, Sunday. They're just really starting to get Kids Day organized to find out what all the events will be. But every year they have crafts that the kids do. They have a costume contest just for the kids. They have and entertainment. They actually have entertainment that is targeted just for the kids. But now all weekend, kids 10 and under get in free. But if you're looking for a family-friendly event, family-friendly day, the best day, if you got to drag the young ones around, and you don't think you want to do it Saturday or Friday, Sunday is the day to come. I want to throw that out there, everybody. We'll be right back.
Everyone is talking about CBD oil. Most of us know that CBD is a cannabis compound that has significant medical benefits, but does not make people high. Its benefits include pain relief, anti-seizure properties, anxiety relief, fights cancer, reduces the risk of diabetes, and it is even used as a sleep aid. Blue Leaf Naturals CBD and hemp products are full-spectrum hemp extract oils. They use only hemp grown in Kentucky, supporting Kentucky farmers and businesses and helping you and your family stay healthy and well. Blue Leaf Naturals, created with care from seed to shelf. Visit their website at blueleafnaturals.com. Blue Leaf Naturals, a Kentucky proud company.
Coyote Chris Sutton.
Shamanism.
Spiritual advisement.
Paranormal investigations.
Inspirational presentations.
Bringing light to the darkest places for over 20 years. Go to coyotechris.com to learn more.
And welcome back to Scarefest Radio. Now something that before we close the show out, something that I posted on Facebook this week, and I want to put it out there in case you didn't see the post, and in case you're interested. We have a lot of shows, a lot of guests, I should say, that kind of come up like Kane did tonight. A lot of these celebrities, because they're on the road so much, because they're so busy, they can't give us the full hour. Sometimes we need more stuff. Now, when we're this close to the con, it's not a big deal. I've got plenty of stuff to talk about. Hell, if I wanted to, I could just go back through the damn guest list. But I ain't done it. What I'm getting at, we're looking for content creators for Scarefest Radio. Now, a lot of you, I've seen a lot of you all posting horror makeup tips, how you make a bloody eyeball thing. I've seen a lot of that kind of stuff. I've seen just regular Joker faces, and that type of thing. Smoky eyes, kitty dick. I've seen a lot of makeup tips. I've seen a lot of you go on YouTube and show off your horror collection, your mask, and this type of thing. A lot of you expressed interest earlier about doing movie reviews. Well, now we're offering you the chance to do them on camera. If you go to scarefestradio.com and over under the About page, there is a Join the Team. It'll tell you all the details of what I'm talking about. But we're wanting to take Scarefest Radio to be more of a content-driven show versus purely an interview format. So if you've got some idea in your head, something you think would be a really cool segment, and this does not, and if you already have a podcast, if you already are doing something on video and you want to give us a segment based on what you're already doing, you can include your own plug. As long as we have permission to use the content and it's high quality content, we would love for all of our fans, not all of them, some of them have no talent at all, but we would like a bunch of our fans, we would like to give you the opportunity to become a part of Scarefest Radio as we move in to the new year. Now, one last thing I want to remind everybody about, of course, Kane brought it up, Bubba Fest this weekend, Knoxville, Tennessee, Saturday and Sunday. I gotta get my ass up at daylight, before daylight, and drive down there because I didn't get to go tonight. So I am going to be at Bubba Fest tomorrow and until I get tired Sunday. I don't know. But anyway, Bubba Fest, stop by the booth and see me. Walk up, ask for a really bad tarot card reading, and we'll set you right up. We're taking some t-shirts, $5 t-shirts to sell, and allegedly we will even have some 3-day passes. Maybe even VIP level. Who knows? I'm kept in the dark like a mushroom. But so Bubba Fest is this weekend. I'll be there. Stop by the Scarefest booth and see us. And of course, meet our guest tonight, Mr. Kane Hodder, who I think Kane had fun. And that's all that matters to me. Everybody, thanks for watching. This has been Scarefest Radio.